Hello, my name is Duncan Alderdice, and the reason I'm making these videos is to document the journey I take as I become who I am. Today was an interesting day. Overall good, could have been better, but happy with it. Lots of good moments. So, first item of business is I want to close the window, but it's too fucking hot in here. It is actually, I need to get an air conditioner. It is 36 degrees inside. Okay, so it's fucking hot. Hopefully you can't hear that background sound, but if you can, then it's just spice for this video. First item of business, after that item of business. 3 dials on the day, highly low. However, 2 booked demos. The reason that there's 2 booked demos on 3 dials is because I sent out 119 message requests on LinkedIn. Not message, like messages. So actual prospecting was done. Technically, one of the 2 demos canceled immediately. The reason being because they had spoken with Planswell in the past and didn't know I was with the company, but that's all good. But we're still following that game that I'm playing, because 119 plus 50 for the demo booked. Probably could have done a bit more dialing today, but I also had a sales training presentation in the evening that I know I was thinking about, and did I need to be thinking about it as much? Maybe not, but I'm glad that I did, because it went very well. One thing that I learned is, because I had been procrastinating doing the slides last night, and then was sort of doing it this morning, but then also was pacing back and forth thinking about a bunch of other things. Oh, also 2 demos held, 1 pipeline rebooked, so that technically counts. 2 demos held, so then that's now at 37. And 0 deals closed. What it puts me on the month so far for deals closed in terms of revenue is $13,885.72. That is the answer. Frustrating, because there's another guy today who closed, I think, like 9K in the day. So now he's #1 on the leaderboard. Which is like frustrating, because I thought I was going to be #1, and then he's just coming in. It's all good. Just shows that I still have plenty to learn and to improve on. I've lost my train of thought completely. What was I talking about before? Oh, sales presentation is, so what I learned is I'd been procrastinating it last night, kind of thinking about doing this morning, but then thought, okay, let's actually just time block. I had put together some slides for the rough quick draft idea when I had the idea 2 months ago, I want to say, roughly. And I'm glad that I did it in the moment. It actually is something that when I feel inspired, that's when I have to get it out, because the final result does not look anything like what the initial rough draft looked like. But it's way easier to modify a current thing than it is to create a new thing altogether. So better to completely change the first thing I created, rather than having to the day before figure something out. Made the slides look nice, like very big letters, 1 item idea per slide. Turned out very well in the end. Delivered it confidently. I was very happy with how it went in the end. What was really nice, specifically, more context, the presentation was on how I upsell a green plan to a gold plan. Roughly what I showcase is the fact that if someone goes 3 months on green, even with bonus households, they are paying more for less households than if they started at gold and dropped green month 2. And then you can really sweeten that deal by adding a discount and bonus households to that gold sort of thing. So then it's even bigger discrepancy. Something roughly like 3 months on green gets you 44 households for about $2,000. 1 month gold, 1 month green gets you 55 households for roughly $1,700. So you get 11 more technically for $300 less. It's a no-brainer. So I got everyone to go through, I'll kind of go through it. So first thing was just like, there were assumptions that I gave, like someone had to be in qualification anchored to 50, like the higher tier plan. They would be moving forward with us. So it's not going to just change. Like, I think the joke I said, it's not going to make someone decide to eat at a McDonald's. Like, okay, you want a Big Mac and fries? No, it's someone who wants a Big Mac, and you're like, would you like fries with that? Yeah, sure, I'll take fries with the Big Mac that I've already decided I'm going to get, as well as can afford the gold tier. So there's one time where I've used it where the person didn't end up buying it, like taking advantage of it, but because they actually could only afford the lowest tier with a discount. So then I went through the offer. I got everyone to get a blank sheet of paper and pen and like wrote down essentially what looks like this. All right, can I find the paper? Uno memento. No, don't know. This. So green, gold, month 1, month 2, month 3, total is roughly $2,000, the thing I said earlier. But I wanted everyone to actually physically do it themselves so that they could, for themselves, see that logically starting with gold makes more sense. Because really, there's no great way of delivering the offer. If I listened to the calls back, I didn't always say them greatly, but they did end up buying because the offer was better. Not so much, and since the offer was better, the presentation of the offer did not matter. And I wanted everyone just to see that viscerally. I got to add some thematics and everything like that. Then like I was going like, okay, well, here's like, what's the better option? There's a trifecta of benefits on the personal front. The thing I like saying was like going like, on the personal front, you, the salesperson, you get more money in your commission check. It's going to be so fat that it's going to be impossible for you to do any kind of online banking because there's so many digits the browser has to load. On the business front, it's better because there's more cash up front that you get. That's better for the business. You have money in the hand rather than potentially in the future. You can reinvest that, as well as actually more importantly for the actual prospect, because they get more households. That means that they're more likely to succeed and more likely to see success faster. Then I said bang, quick, and then I used to go to a picture of Moo. We have Luna right here, so we'll re-engage the viewer with a pet animal cat. The reason, and I just said it, is like the reason that picture is there is just to re-engage because we've been doing a bit of math. But I actually had examples that I could go through, 3 examples of me actually using this, which was nice that I could say like, hey, this is what I've done. Also a tweak is it's not how to upsell green to gold, but how I. And the reason that tweak is there is, and the things I've seen but implemented is, if I say how you should do something, some people's immediate feedback is, or the immediate response is, no, I don't, because I'm imposing something on you. And so they'll challenge it like, that's not gonna work, that's not gonna work, this is how I would do it better. But when I say, this is how I did it, like, no one can challenge me, because I know I did. So it's not like that would never work. It's like, well, I'm not saying that it's gonna work for you, I'm saying it did work for me, and then provided examples with that. So it was fucking cool that I could actually do that. And then at the end, I knew people were engaged because like at the end of it, like I said, like, so comment down below, or send a comment in the chat, send an emoji and raise your hand. And I saw just the emojis in chat blow up throughout the presentation. That was happening as well, which was good. And then it was because I could cap it at the end of saying, and that's how I upsell green to gold, which has the exact same slide as the slide at the beginning, which is cool. So I'm just happy that that was the case. That was the case. Very proud of the presentation, and it went very well, and happy about that. Here's the other thing, is the fact that I was focused on, because I have 2 screens now. I had the presentation on this one, and then the people's faces on this one, which has the camera. And I could see people nodding and along and engaged with it, which was nice. And it is something to like focus on. Like there's the what do you call it? The personal, like there's you can't do any online banking because there's gonna be so many digits. That line, I saw the sales manager like laughing back in his chair. So I'm going like, that landed. I saw other people smiling, nodding along. And it was interesting because it was like some people were leaving, but I wasn't fazed by that because I was focused on the people who were listening and engaged, and that inspired me to keep going. And I think that's a technique or a trick that you can do, like with social anxiety, because general all social anxiety is really just being too self-conscious, self-conscious, not conscious. Like you're worried about what are other people thinking about me. But if you direct that attention outward, the anxiety goes away, because then you start focusing on other people. And then so if you're doing a presentation, rather than thinking about what everybody's thinking about and thinking what you're thinking about what you're doing right now, you can just like watch and generally get better feedback. So that was cool. As well as technically I had the first coaching call for the Become Who You Are group thing that I've been doing, which went well. Technically it was supposed to be tomorrow, But the person who booked it tomorrow, I told on Monday to be like, hey, don't do it until Thursday or Friday. And the person who did it today, I sent the message to yesterday, but didn't think they were going to see that message until this morning or today, and so not book until Thursday or Friday. But they booked like immediately, but that's all good. Call went well. It was interesting to see I basically have, I based the fundamental structure of the conversation roughly off of the script that is being used with the job, because the script is an effective way of having a conversation. Now, I'm not talking plans well, but in the quick idea of like human being interaction, that's rapport. Qualification, which is just questions to see where they're at, what their needs are, and potentially diagnosing if what you represent can help. Then explaining the program, and then developing a next steps action. That fundamental structure. It was interesting because, I was laughing awkwardly throughout because the person I'm speaking to I work with, so like I could hear me saying the things I say to a prospect on a daily basis that they say themselves. The person I was speaking to. Where'd it go? But it was interesting going like, okay, so like that plan of get a sales job, develop sales skills, then that will help you build business is like, yes, it will. Because I've had a sales context conversation, an effective conversation with a particular purpose before. That's what the sales things are doing. So that plan is working. I'm not going to go into more detail about the details of the call, because I feel like if I did that with every call, not everyone, well, number one, they would like violate there would be a layer of trust that would be gone, because then the person would learn that everything that they spoke about in that call would then be shared, and that would lead to a less effective call, because it is a more intimate setting. Because like we're looking at the goals that you have for yourself. What reasons are you not hitting those goals? What we can do, which maybe not, like there's a more vulnerable setting that you don't want to do. So I'm not going to cross that barrier. But we'll talk about how I felt about it, and I was happy that I did it, and I think it went well, and that was good. So that was that. Today was a good day. Probably could have sold more. I didn't close anything. Probably could have booked more. I did do the LinkedIn thing. That is what I think LinkedIn Monday morning I send out connection requests. Wednesday or Thursday I will send out messages, and then all the other days I will. What does tomorrow look like? I will actually post. Like tomorrow morning I got something, YouTube free mastermind thing at 8. Then I'm actually meeting with like an online neuroscience program, because it'd be sick to just have a master's or be able to say that thing. There's a demo I have at 9. So I should book some demos between 11 or 10:30 and noon. And then an afternoon, there was going to be a close at 1, but that already closed yesterday. Might be able to upsell them. Demo, and then demos all afternoon. Like from 12:30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Might be another close tomorrow, might be an upsell tomorrow. We'll never know. And then Friday looks clear, so that'll be another pipeline rebuilding day. But yeah, feeling good. I need to buy an air conditioner, and I have a workplace pension, workplace allowance for work from home materials, which would be included in helping the employees not sweat like a whore in church while working. Clementine Club, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video as always, and remember to believe in yourself, because you're more capable of doing great things than you give yourself credit. I'll talk to you later.